After passing the border, that's when the problems really began.
The next day we woke up and we had quite the dreadful message on our phone.
I checked my emails and it told me that our ferry had been cancelled to the Isle of Skye. The morning kind of started bad, but then it got way better.
We had a really lovely breakfast at the Airbnb and like a little winter garden that was looking out onto the sea. It was really beautiful.
The food was amazing, the view was amazing, and it was a great way to begin the day after it had begun really bad. So even though the ferry got cancelled, it wasn't like the worst thing in the world because we got to see some more of the Highlands.
For 3 hours. So we had to take that 3-hour detour going back the way we came from, and Max stopped a bunch of times. But at the end, right before the Isle of Skye, we saw Isle Donan Castle. We took some pictures of Isle Donan Castle, but we didn't go in there because it was expensive and they didn't have student prices.
After having crossed basically the Highlands again across Fort William and a more northern part, we finally got to the Isle of Skye.
So we stayed in this little glamping pod and it basically had everything we needed. It had a double bed, it had a couch, it had a kitchen, and it had a bathroom.
It was all in this cozy wooden hut. That's what I would call it.
That evening we decided to drive to Nace Point Lighthouse.
We went there and we had great weather. The only problem was the wind. It was super windy, like holy crap. We went there, it took us about an hour, and before going down to the lighthouse itself, we planned to go to the viewpoint to take some cool pictures. And on the way there, the wind got worse and worse and worse, and also everything was muddy.
I kind of mishandled the situation, and I thought there was this piece of grass that was still, well, grass and firm. But I slipped and I was knee-deep in mud. Stubborn as I am, I still wanted to get the pictures of the lighthouse, so I continued walking until I could see the lighthouse and take some pictures of it. And after that, we got back to Max's car.
She got a pair of new pants, which were warm. We used one of our sleeping bags to get her a blanket, and she had to change the entire socks too because the mud was in her boots as well. The boots were wasted.
So I stayed in the car and Max actually wanted to go down to the lighthouse.
The lighthouse was pretty cool because, well, it's on this little peninsula, I guess you could call it, and the sun had gone down, and because it was pretty clear, we had these purple clouds and you had other dark clouds coming in, so you had this super crazy contrast between warm and cold colors. But I ran down And I ran back up to the car so Anna wouldn't have to wait too long. And that probably was a mistake because the next morning I woke up sick.
So sieht man aus, wenn man gerade 500 Meter gerannt ist, um ein Bild zu machen.
So we woke up the next day and Max had a fever and he was coughing and he was just feeling miserable.
Anna had to take my car and get me some medicine. I stuck in bed for like 2 p.m. for like ever.
After I had him all set up in the bed with his tea and his medicine, stuff like that, I noticed there was a bird feeder outside and there were a lot of birds feeding at that bird feeder. So I took his camera and I got outside, and I think for like 3/4 of an hour I was just outside taking pictures of the birds. Sometime around midday, Max finally felt a bit better. Not really much better, but so good that he could sit in the car and be driven around.
Faces merchant change, but your face remains the same. The swallows will be here by dawn. When we're finally sober, they'll be gone.
Our initial plan was to go on a hike in the Kerrang region of the island and to see the Old Man of Store, but we couldn't do that because, well, I would have died if we would have gone hiking.
So we started to drive up north on the island.
After 20 minutes of driving, we saw fluffy cows. They're also known as Highland cattle.
We were actually looking for fluffy cows the whole week through and we didn't see any, and we were like, it's Scotland, how can there be no fluffy cows here? It's what they're known for.
They were close to the road, you could actually pet them, they would come up to you, they were super friendly, they weren't too shy, they knew humans, I guess, and they were so cute.
After we cuddled with the cows, we went on to a waterfall.
I wanted to fly the drone, but it was too windy.
The waterfall was really cool though, because it just went right into the ocean. So we spent some time there and just took some pictures and strolled around there. After that, we went to a beach that supposedly had dinosaur prints somewhere there.
Yeah, it did. At the beach, we did look for the footprints for nearly an hour, but there was nothing there. There also were like 2 more people and they were looking for them as well. And they also said, yeah, there's nothing there.
After that, we drove around the north tip of the island, which was really beautiful. We saw some nice scenery. But the thing is, it's Scotland, so at one point it started to rain again. So then we just decided to drive back to our Airbnb and have a nice little evening. We cooked some food and just had ourselves a cozy little evening. The next day, Max was still pretty sick, so we decided to go back to Edinburgh.
In Edinburgh, Anna stayed with me for almost another week. We explored the city and some of my favorite spots right off the bat, which was Arthur's Seat. We went up there and you could see the entirety of Edinburgh, which was really cool, the old town, and some other more like modern spots. It was really cool. We took a bunch of pictures, we saw a bunch of stuff. She really liked it, but all that enduro trip had to end after she had to go back to Germany.
No, it didn't.
Oh yeah, shake that booty. Move it to the right or to the left. Go to the right, yes.
Go somewhere.
Go, go, go. Oh yeah. Okay, I gotta go here.